Welcome to the Chip and Cern Show, the podcast about everything and nothing at the same time. They were possibly separated at birth, only to be rejoined to create the sweet sounds that will caress your deepest cochlea. The show is real, random, rant-filled, and ruthless. Please be warned that the show may hurt your feelings, offend your grandma, and even kick your dead dog in the balls. So get ready, and let's get this shit started.
This shit has started. I'm Chip.
I'm Cern.
And you are listening to the Chip and Cern Show.
Once again. Or for the very first time.
Yeah. Well, I found this beer that we're about to drink. And welcome, hi, anyone that's joining us on Twitch, which, as Cerny's phone says, it's quiet.
Too
quiet. So we fucking suck at Twitch. We suck at podcasting.
I guess we just suck at life.
We just suck at life. I saw this sitting on the clearance shelf. One of the clearance, like, what's the reverse end cap? It's still an end cap, but it's on the on the back.
It's got to be Target.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I saw it sitting up there along with Dogfish Head IPA, which was one of our go-tos. Remember the double 90-minute IPA or whatever?
Yeah.
Whew, a couple of those wobbly pops, and you're down for the count.
And you'll be wobbly for sure.
This one said Sea Quench Ale, a session sour. And if you remember, was it last summer? We were just on a big sour kick.
The goes.
The
We had to look it up. We had a whole pot on it.
Yeah.
Look it up. And the GT goes, like gin and tonic was, the lucky guess. Yeah.
I've seen those. They have them in Costco, actually. So Dogfish Head Brewery, I think it's out of, I want to say it's like New Hampshire, Delaware.
Oh, wow.
Milton, Delaware. Brewed with lime juice, lime peel, black limes, and sea salt. And I saw it, and this is one of Chip
So what's
and
a black
Cern's
lime?
favorite. Is it a rotting
I don't know.
lime? I'm
We'll
the
see.
worst at this.
Okay. Smells
So a session sour. So it's going to be light. And we only have,
Ooh,
here we go.
I do enjoy. I took a taste. I like it.
4.9 alcohol by volume.
Remember back in the day when we first started
hated
drinking, it was you get like a five.
Has been 10 years now.
I know.
Fuck.
I know.
Us old.
I
just had my birthday since
This
the
would be a great segue
Yeah, sorry.
into.
Oh, yeah.
So Natalie is going to
Cern's
college.
eldest.
Yes, and she's going to college, Sierra College. So she needs
The
some
local
help.
junior college.
Local junior
for
college,
any of
I'm
you
sorry.
folks that don't.
Actually don't. Yeah, we actually got some emails from people that don't live locally.
Oh, that's true.
Anyway, she needed some help, and I was like, oh, I know that place. So I remember driving up and thinking, I haven't been here, and I started doing the math. I was like,
You're just
a
like,
fucking
never
decade.
mind. Dude, it goes by
decade.
so fucking quick. Do you ever think back to yourself? I mean, obviously, Cern and I went to that same junior college at Sierra.
Yep.
Why did you go? Because you had the grades to make it, and I guess I could have too. I went to play baseball. And did you go to just because it was a cheaper?
Yeah, it was
route?
a cheaper route because I wasn't.
You weren't looking to drop $30K a year to go to the state school, and or your parents didn't just write blank checks to
I
you.
didn't have a trust fund.
Yeah,
waiting for
no
me.
trust fund. And I don't know if this is still the case. You can tell me, but Sierra had, okay, if you go 2 years here and you do X amount of credits, then you automatically get into one of these 10 colleges. Is that how it is still?
Yeah.
So that's a good I want to say Cal or
Sac State.
that state schools.
Yeah,
and then
state
there was a
schools and
couple
stuff.
private ones that were more expensive. I know I couldn't get
Was it
in.
Irvine or something like that.
Yeah, I couldn't get on my own accord and SAT scores. So if I went this junior college route, then I could sort of get into one of these better schools,
Yeah.
which I, of course, didn't end up doing. But the thought of the possibilities of that was enticing. So we were talking a little bit. So she's 18, or will
She'll
be
be
soon.
18,
Okay.
yeah.
Excited for the next adventure, or how is she?
I think she's a little nervous. I think she was excited, and then as you get older and you start thinking that life's not a fucking party,
Yeah. Yeah.
then it's kind of like, oh shit, I have to do this and I have to do that. And when you're going to college, you think you have to know what you're supposed to do, and you have
Yeah.
and if you don't, then
It's like you're almost failing
yeah
already before you get there, because you go there like declare a major, and you're like, what? I'm like 18. I have no fucking idea what. And then, as obviously speaking now as early 30 or 30 somethings, we still, people are 40 and 50 and do complete career changes.
Oh
still.
yeah.
And
I kept saying, I promise you don't need to know. I promise you have plenty of time to
pick
fucking
something
figure it out.
general, and like
And you can move from there. It's not set in stone. If you pick it and you don't like it, then you don't want a whole life of fucking drudgery.
yeah. And then, because you get the people that go, oh, I'm going to be a nurse, and they go in and they're like, do, and then they take a couple of years of, anatomy or whatever class and fail out of that thing. Just
So we
speaking from
passed.
personal
We
experience.
passed. Oh, I passed.
What? You passed that?
Badaracos?
I passed that one. I took another class
Oh, I didn't. That was
that
my
we
bad.
actually like had a cadaver and shit.
Oh no, I did not do that.
They literally, like, the test was you walked into the cadaver and there just was like pins in the cadaver.
Oh, okay.
And it had a flag and it would say like 7, and then you just had a sheet and you had to write what muscle that was. Like, I don't fucking know.
yeah.
Bicep?
Tricep?
I'm like, oh, I know this one. Cock. Because it was an old dead guy, and they would always like put a washcloth over his dick. But everything else was like cut up and opened and shit.
Oh no.
And yeah, and it fucking smelled in there too. The like embalming fluid shit that they put in there.
Oh god. No, I wouldn't want to do that.
Anyway, so this pod will serve as like when your kid's going off to school, rather than you having to give them the nuts and bolts of life, just play this for
Just
them.
like, I got something I want to tell you.
The tips and tricks of
I don't have
junior
time
college.
for that, so I'm gonna let the wisdom of Chip and Cern take it from here.
Yeah.
So first things first, because they have parking meters and stuff, so she couldn't figure out how to pick because they have the cards and stuff. I was like, okay. First things
Well,
first.
first thing-
There's a 15-minute parking. That's good for at least
How much is parking now? Because back in our day, certainly it was $2.
3. So it's up by $1.
Okay.
So it's only $3.
That's not bad. Now, I will say, being so fucking poor or stubborn, $2 is, but $2 too much for Chip.
So actually, I was just talking about this. I forgot about the camera, so I was supposed to move the mic
That's
back
fine.
down.
No one's fucking watching, so
That's true.
it's okay.
We have 2 followers,
Yeah.
and so now this was later on. Actually, after junior college, I transferred over to the state school, Stack State,
Mhm. Go Hornets.
and I used to walk to school because remember the parking pass there was like
Oh, right. For the quarter, it was like $200 or $300 or something.
yeah, it was
right?
something crazy. So and we were broke then
Again, we didn't have $200 or $300 to just
for parking.
yeah.
So I walked. Well, there was one day where I was late. I was running late. And I had like a test exam.
Yeah.
So I remember parking, and I remember like I was like so short on time. I said, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm going in, and I'll be right back. So I went in right back. Okay, ticket. Right.
Wait, you parked in the 15-minute, or just you parked?
I just parked as we were talking about it. So I parked because you said $2 was
Yeah,
a bridge
yeah,
too
yeah.
far. So I didn't. So I got a ticket.
Okay.
I remember thinking.
But parking at the state college was like $7 bucks or 5%.
$5
Yeah.
So I remember at that point in time, it was like I was gonna do some kind of social justice. I was like, I'm not paying this shit. So then,
Right,
And-
because
and-
you're just doing nothing, it'll just go away.
yeah, no. So then I remember not paying it, and then getting a letter. Why I didn't get my registration because you're supposed to renew your registration, and that there was a bench warrant out for my arrest.
Oh, Jesus. Ernie. Well,
Oh, for $40. It was a $40 fine.
oh, wow.
I was like, well, I remember like because it was like I think in my parents' house. My dad's like,
Yeah, right. 'cause your car's
$40.
still
You're gonna get
registered.
arrested for $40. It was like, it was about the principle.
Yeah.
Like, the principle of when you're in jail.
So that's what I remember. Parking was like every day was a fucking coin flip, because But then I had the strategy too, and Cerny remembers this.
Yeah.
You would get the ticket and it would say like February 20th, 18, or like whatever the date.
Yeah.
But it would just say Feb, F-E-B, and then the number. So I would save up a couple of them, and then I would use a black thin Sharpie to like,
Yeah.
because it would just prints it out in the, digitized.
Yeah, the little digital deal.
So then I was like, okay, look who's the fucking, look who's Mr. Sneaky here. I'm going to make this.
and then try to stuff it in the window. Yeah.
You put it a little bit covering your VIN, so when they discover it is fake, they can't see your VIN to like give you the thing. Then you kind of, or you put it middle, like right under your rear view mirror almost, to where like they would have to like lean over and be like, oh, it's close enough, like But then I realized they started printing February 20th Tuesday at the like.
Yeah.
So
the
then
day,
they would fuck you on that, or they would switch the color on the sides.
Yeah.
So they were on to that. We were on to them.
Yeah, they were onto it.
And then, okay, so parking. And if we would have done the math, but part of it was money. Part of it was we wanted to beat the system.
Yeah, it was about the
thrill
of the game.
The thrill of the chase. And if we would have just said, okay, if we get 2 parking tickets a semester, that's more money than if we just paid $2 2 times a week.
Exactly.
And for sure we got more than 2. Or at least I know at one point I had like 6 because my Facebook came up and it's like had to pay 6 parking tickets off today or something.
That's right.
And it's like, okay, there's $300.
We had a few. The 15-minute parking game.
Yeah. And then what was the other? Or there would be those 1 or 2 weird spots that were like in the back that weren't metered or something. And it was like a race who could get to those in the morning. Or
they were like, it's all done now, but it was like they're developing a new parking lot. Remember?
And there was no specific sign. It was like a gray area. It was a gray area that you could park.
It was the undefined zone.
Okay, so we got parking taken care of on our college Chip and Cern college crash course.
That's it. Yep, we'll call it that.
Okay, what's next? Picking classes?
Picking classes. So we had to do that.
Okay.
We had to go through.
It's all online now. It was online.
Yeah, it was online, but it was newer. Remember, it was newer at that point in time with the online. So it's the same. That shit looked the same. Like class had a code.
Blackboard or whatever. Or do they use that shit still? What was that? Anyway, sorry.
Well, this
go
one's
ahead.
called like My Sierra or some shit.
Yeah.
So the college, the class had a code.
Okay. 72491.
Yeah. And then it says, and then I remember had like seats 35. 15 out of 35. Remember that?
Yeah. Oh
anxiety.
My God.
The anxiety as you're watching it fill up. Remember, because you'd have certain times, like you could only register after Tuesday at 6 p.m. But so you'd be there like 5:30, and you're watching everyone else who had the time before that fill it up. You're like, fuck.
And then me and Cerny are trying to align our schedules, and you want best case scenario is okay. Tuesday, Thursday, first class is at 9, last class is at 2, or you want it like back to back to back where you're not sitting around for 2 or 3 hours in between.
So remember, and I remember this. I don't know if you remember this, but I remember. So they always did off the last name. So my name was first.
Yeah.
Remember, I got to register first before you, but it'd be like you didn't get it till the next day. So remember, we would try to pick classes. Remember, I would pick classes just in case, like fallback, like if one filled up. Remember, and then
so you would have 2 of the same.
Yeah, or something like
Econ 101. You would book 2 of them.
2 of them, or something similar to like that.
Yeah.
And then just in case if you couldn't get it, remember I would drop one and keep the one that you could get into.
Wow. And then you could waitlist them, right?
Yeah, if you couldn't.
Now, the most fucking annoying thing for me was when your folks would go, okay, here's what you do. If you don't get in, just show up.
Oh, yeah.
And then just sit there and just take the class, and they'll just let you in. I'm like, maybe in the 70s this worked, but it doesn't fucking work right now, Mom. I'm telling you, I don't know what to tell you. Because they go, if you ain't in this class, I'm not going to add you. And you're like,
or you have to like hope somebody drops or something.
Yeah.
And then at that point, like you have to like get on a list.
You go to the teacher, anyone you're going to add? Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's totally full. And they're like, okay, if you want to stay, you can, but, I don't know. And then by the second or third class, they're like getting into the book, and you're like, wait, I'm not going to spend $300 to get the book,
Yeah.
which brings us into the so
next
did she
one.
get all the classes that she wanted?
Yeah. So this one was. So I helped her, guys, because she was like, "Well, I have to." I said, "Hold on. You're an adult now. At this point in time,
Yeah.
when you're at least when you're here, you could pick your own fate." I said,
Mm.
"You're a fucking lazy ass, and you don't get up until like noon." Which is not noon. Right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
It's a
So you don't
stretch.
want basically she doesn't need a 7:30
No,
class.
throw those out the
Okay,
window.
Yeah.
So she's starting at noon.
Wow.
Noon to like
But she could work an early shift then.
yeah, or
Okay.
but she and we kind of like focused to like, okay, if you can just go on Tuesday, Thursday, then you can work on Monday, Wednesday, Friday,
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday, whatever. You can work your 5 days.
That's pretty good. That
Yeah.
seems like a normal thing. But so does she have a bunch of friends that they try to get the same class?
No, I don't think there is.
Okay.
They weren't they weren't
They weren't as synced. Their
Not like we were.
periods weren't synced up
We
like
were.
Chip and CERN. Now, how many movie classes did she get?
She didn't get any movie class.
Any fun classes?
No,
or
I didn't see
all
any. It
hitting
was
the
just
books.
It was
Interesting.
just hitting the books. So I mean, I told her you're gonna have to do, some
Right.
movies and some humanities and stuff.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I wonder if he's still there. The movie guy. I can't remember his name.
Professor Hunter.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
How would I fucking know that? Just like
Just
that.
like that. Hunter.
Hunter. Mr. Hunter. There's no way he was like,
Oh,
how fucking old was he?
he was ancient.
I
when
mean,
we were there.
when we were there, he was probably 60 at least,
Oh, at least. Yeah.
maybe closer to 70.
Yeah.
That was, I don't think I've ever done so much sleeping in that class.
You were well rested.
Yeah. But actually, there's movies that I would have never seen in my life that I'm glad I saw in that class.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not. Actually, I think it was a better movie class than the one at Sac State.
Oh, right.
With
Because
whatever her face was.
she just was fucking.
Josh.
She was
Josh
soaked over Josh Whedon. Josh Whedon.
was the best. Was the best thing ever.
Like citing Buffy the Vampire Slayer for fucking editing.
Yes.
I'm like, I think there's a big pool to choose from of best edited movies. You don't need to pick fucking Buffy the Vampire
Buffy
Slayer.
the Vampire Slayer. We watched clips.
I think in the review, didn't we fucking roast her up a good one?
Oh yeah. I remember.
Because
in
you had to
that
review the teacher, right?
Oh yeah.
I remember
and I
just
showed her.
laying
I
into
showed
it.
her. So I did show her. She's like. So she's like trying to. So there was 2 classes at the same time with 2 different professors. She's
Yeah.
like, which one should I pick? I was like, hold on.
Is it still
Right,
there?
my professor. It's
Oh
still
my
there.
God.
Oh, it's even better. It's even better than that. I mean, it's even easier to navigate and all sorts of
Oh.
other shit. I was like,
I forgot that was a lifesaver.
oh yeah. She's like, what is this? I was like, you will.
What is
so-
this?
And she was like, you can. I said, oh yeah. So she picked, like some.
Dude, I mean, for somebody like me that has a hard time, like with certain teachers and certain like teaching styles, I guess that
Oh,
was a
yeah.
fucking lifesaver for me.
It was.
So
So it was.
okay,
So we had multiple screens, picking classes, rate my professor.
did she have it all like playbooked out before? Like, here's my ideal state, and then trying to get in, or kinda on
No,
the fly?
she was kind of just winging it, and I said, "Where's your?" Because I said, "Where's your catalog?" Yeah, your. She was
Yeah,
like,
or that shit's all online now.
Yeah,
probably,
well, she
right?
didn't
Okay.
know it. So I
Okay.
pulled it up, and I was like, "Okay, this is what you need." So we kind of went through the whole thing.
I don't know. Seems kind of fun.
Oh no, brought me back to the old days.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
Ah.
these are the old salad days for Chip
N-
and CERN.
Now, okay, we got picking classes, we got parking. So you're at school, you're at your class. What's the next thing? We can either do like the social life or the books.
Let's dive into the books. So I was telling her, I was like, so books are going to be like
Nothing bleed your bank account like some.
you're gonna
Academic.
You're gonna like $125 to $300 books. And she looked at me like, and I said, I shit you not. I said, but don't go to the fucking bookstore and pay full rev for that shit because they're gonna say
Like a sheep.
this is what they're gonna do. Like a lemming. They're gonna say.
sheep to slaughter.
She's like, well, I said, they're gonna tell you it's okay. You can sell them back at the end of the year and recoup most of your costs. But then they fuck you because then they said, oh, actually, there's a new edition
There's a
coming out
new-
next semester, so we'll give you I remember I got in an argument with somebody because they said, we'll give me $1. And I said,
You could recycle and
I said, no. I said, I'm not taking $1. That's all I can give you. I remember the poor person behind me. I was so mad.
And it's just a kid working.
Yeah,
too.
I know.
It's
He was
not-
just trying to pay off his
nothing
fucking
personal
books.
against Cerny.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. If the books is still played up like it is, they new editions. It's egregious.
It is.
It's an egregious fucking of students, not in the Sandusky way, but in a way with their bank account and their money, or not even the students siphoning it right from the parents.
Or
just-
every
Every year, new edition. Or
yes.
maybe you would get 2. Then I remember by the time we were getting out of school, they were doing the thing where it would be wrapped and there would be like a bonus book in there that was
Yeah,
just for
right.
that teacher.
You're right.
For like 20, be like the 2010 economics 101 like leaflet or some shit. Like a workbook or something.
Oh, you're right.
So
I
that
remember
way, like it was it nearly making
you know
it
what? I remember
impossible.
like thinking like, I'm gonna cut the fucking wrapping. I'm gonna take this thing right out of the book.
I'm surprised stealing books isn't a bigger thing.
Well, I'm sure it is. I don't know. I mean, I was always kind of like paranoid about it, but I remember I had a professor where he said you have to buy this book.
Yeah,
I remember buying it, and he fucking wrote it,
of course.
and I was like,
Oh, that's the other thing. It's a racket because
yeah.
that's why they put.
I
Yeah,
was like, you,
it's a fucking
you
racket.
fucker.
Now, here's the thing that I would do too is when you know your classes. I don't know if my wife is listening, but the people like my wife, they would register for the classes. They're so excited. They go and they buy their books like before school even starts.
Okay.
So that way they show up and they got a big old book bag. Well, they're known as nerds. And so
I know.
then you have me. I would register, and my game, by the time the classes would start, there would be like maybe a couple used books left
Mhm.
that were like, if the book, let's just say, is 200 new, the used one's like 120. But by the time 1 or 2 classes is done with, those used ones are gone. So Chip would just see how long until he actually needed to use the book. Sometimes you're right, to your point. It's like a month or a month and a half, 6 weeks into the semester, and you haven't cracked that thing yet. And I'd be like, fuck it, I'm not gonna go for
Nope.
it.
No way. I remember like asking the professors, do I need the book? And then I was like, well, yeah. Like, no, do I really need this book?
Right.
And then so there's always these other options too, where you can go to like the off-site bookstore. What was it, Avids or whatever we used to call it?
Right.
We used to try to go there.
But that wasn't really any cheaper.
No,
I mean,
it was
maybe
like it was
20
a little
bucks or
bit.
something.
That's where you try to score the used ones.
Right.
And then we wised up and we started going to like eBay or
Yeah.
Chegg.
Or now Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon
Probably
now.
shitloads
But it was,
of them.
eBay was the shit back in the day. I remember I got a book. So it was a 4th year accounting book, whatever, international accounting. And I remember the book new was $230. And I was like,
How did we pay for this?
I don't know.
I
I floated quite a few checks back
Yeah.
in the day. Allegedly, guys. Allegedly floated some
I
checks.
did my fair share of check kiting.
I remember scoring it off of eBay for $40, and it was the fell off the truck special. Like the paper was so thin, if you held the light, you could see.
Oh.
Like they like scanned the shit. I didn't give a fuck, and I remember the teacher going, this really is a like shaming me. This really hurts the industry, and I was like, fuck you,
The publishing industry?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is sometimes they print these for underdeveloped countries, and people steal them and then sell them online, and you're only
Pushing that forward. or
pushing it,
something?
yeah, boosting that up. And I remember just thinking, like, looking at them. I think I said, "Gotta do what you gotta do," and the person just stared at me.
I know. And
You think this public shaming is any less? I'm a
No,
fucking hero. I'm a
yeah.
fucking hero.
if only you're just further concreting that I'm going to do it next semester
Yeah.
too. What do we now with all the online shit? Is there not a Netflix, like a ebook
Oh,
Netflix thing going
I
on?
don't know. That's actually a good question.
Or what you need is some kid that just fucking scans the books And you can sell, like, imagine selling just a digital copy for $20.
You can make your money back. Now that may be our next venture.
So you just rip the spine out, you run that thing through a really high output thing, you put it online, and you just sell the
Oh, the paper. So you
you
just coil it or
sell
just
the fucking flash drive. You're like, here's the
Oh.
book, it's a PDF.
There you go.
$20. But then
Copyright infringement.
well, no, I wasn't I was trying to where I don't want them to then sell it for $20 and make their nut back. I want to be the source of truth on that.
Okay.
I'm not, yes, go on the pokey, but what else? Password, like one password,
Oh, that's true.
I guess, or like
Isn't it?
DRM, some DRM software on there.
Or yeah, where like you have a time frame, like it lasts the semester, and then it's
Yeah.
just.
I bet if you bought the book for brand new and you're selling $20 digital copies,
Feels like
I mean, I remember
$200, just 10 copies, and you're even.
Yeah. And then after that one, you're just cash money.
Oh, yeah.
Venmo
There
me
you go.
all day long. Okay, we got the books taken care of. So what was our recommendation on the books?
Do not go to the bookstore. First off, don't pre-buy it. Find out if you actually need them, because there's a plenty.
Yeah.
I had more than a handful of classes that you never even look at the book. It's all PowerPoint presentations.
And some of these teachers are legit, and they're like, we know it costs a lot of money, and they try to have me, they'll say like, I have to put 3 books on here.
Yeah,
And it's like, you really don't need any of them, or just buy the first one. Like, I can't write that in the syllabus because I have to say that I'm requiring these like 3 books,
yeah.
and they are trying to make you spend $500 and just taking out more student loans. Like, it's a fucking vicious circle. Okay. Books or Chegg as well. Chegg. To rent them. That's probably pretty cheap, right? $40
think
or
so.
something, I
Yeah.
would think. Okay.
eBay, just find out your options.
Yeah.
Investigate.
Do your research or Google it. I remember trying to go to the ends of the earth to find a pirated copy of this book.
Yeah.
Of just like download. I probably had so many viruses in my fucking
Oh,
computer
yeah.
trying to download all these book torrents.
LimeWire.
Yeah, LimeWire, kazawing my books.
Napster.
GeoCities. Okay. Parking, classes, books, food. Oh, like the food and the in between class hang stuff.
This is true. So at the junior college,
Yeah, what's the food situation?
I don't remember. We always broke out. Remember?
Yeah,
we
we
always
always-
went to Teriyaki to go.
Yeah, I do remember that. Fucking rice bowl, tofu rice bowl. Was there food on campus? I
Yeah, they
remember
had
being like not good and too expensive.
and it was like, remember, it was like the cafeteria food at the junior college.
Oh, I do remember the cafeteria.
It was like weird. Remember, there was those group of people that hung out there that
Yeah.
liked to play Magic
Mhm.
and dress up. So we usually would hang out there,
do
and
some
our-
roasting.
get some roasting, get our giggles
Yeah,
out, and then go to class, or we'd go to. Usually, Chipper and I would break out and go to Teriyaki to go every
But that-
Tuesday.
that was after that last class though. But we never come back.
I think maybe if it was something important, like we had a test or something, we would come back. Remember, because we had like an hour like layoff or 2 hour layoff or whatever. It
I
was.
think it was at least 2 hours because
Yeah.
we would drive from Rockland all the way back to Roseville to eat, and then
Drive back. Sometimes if it was something important, I remember like going back.
or like on Tuesdays was lab or something.
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. And the high school we went to was a closed campus. So like the whole going off campus thing was like kind of cool and new to us, I think.
Yeah, you're right.
Sorry, someone just commented on our thing.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay. Anyway, well, I guess we asked for people to chat, and some person wants us to talk about turtles. I guess they are majestic, but they're slow. And that's all.
Turtle talk. Turtles are majestic creatures. We actually have a turtle.
Oh yeah. Okay,
Red-eared slider.
that's his name.
No, that's what it is.
Oh,
his name's Shelly. I don't know. Anyway,
I like Shelly. It's good. Okay.
turtles addressed.
Done. Thank you, Goro187. Throw a fucking wrench in our. God damn it,
Well,
Goro187.
you stopped and I looked. I was like, oh,
Son
shit.
of a bitch. I'm like, look at this fucking guy texting on us on our thing.
We asked for it.
I know. Please chat us up, and then we do, and then we cuss them out. Food going off site for food. Yeah, I don't remember eating at school a lot. 'Cause it was just
Only
kinda
when we went
shitty
to
Sac State.
Sac State
because
they had like round
Togos
tables.
and
Yeah,
stuff.
Togos. Sandwich and soda.
Now he's giving us turtle facts. We're not going to entertain this turtle fact nonsense.
Here they are.
Now I'm glad that we weren't really into boozing that much at junior college, because we would have fucking just pissed away so much time.
Yeah, there's no way we could have done it.
And even we were drinking at Sac State, but for some reason it was like,
Give me fact 2, Goro.
yeah,
Okay, go on.
turtles are slow. Okay. This seems like he's the flat earther of turtles. That's a good point, Goro187.
That is a good one. I like it.
Anyway, I think the other one's probably one of us on our phones, so you are in fact 100% of people giving you time. But Twitch is a throwaway channel for us, I'll have you know. We do big numbers on the podcast world. Food, parking. Now, any other
How long-
college?
How long have we been a couple? We've been a couple for over a decade.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't. What are you drinking, Goro187? Sequence Ale. It's very good. I'd recommend it. You're about to get fucking bounced. Spend too much time on the fucking chat room. Okay. Well, what else? What other tips for college?
I don't know.
Books? Now, when does it get serious? Junior year? Because you got to get your shit. That's when you kind of got to have a
Yeah,
better,
I remember clowning
better
around.
thought of thought about what you're doing with your life, declaring majors and such. What?
You're trying to focus, but
I can't.
yeah, junior year. So you can.
Oh. Boom. You're on timeout, Goro. That was easy.
Junior year would be the time where when it starts to kind of heat up, I think.
Yeah. And I mean, I remember when I went in, I had one idea, and it probably changed in junior college 2 or 3 times. And then I don't know why I chose marketing. Just because I thought
I don't know.
it would be useful.
I don't know because I think when did I choose business? It was probably around junior. It was close to the.
Yeah.
It was
We probably were both like, what should we do? And we're like, I don't know. Business seems like a good idea.
seems to be the
Pretty
logical choice.
general. Yeah. But what that mostly did for us is just give us like fucking group projects where you'd have to
followed us.
deal. He what?
He followed us.
Oh, thanks, girl. You're on timeout for 10 more minutes, so don't be so naughty next time.
Okay.
Yeah,
sorry.
business. And it paid off. Now, how many people actually, now this is a good point. So, how many people do you work with that if you said, what's your degree? They would say, it fucking aligns perfectly to what they're doing.
I don't think I can answer that. I think the degree.
The degree wasn't a qualification back in the day?
Because I think in my office, I think
Industry.
3 people have the degree in our office
Oh, okay.
alone.
And your thing is more like, I started when I was 18 or 16,
Yeah,
and
and I
I like
worked
worked
it.
my way up. Okay.
which in
is-
some cases it works.
Yeah.
Because it's here's the other thing. If you think you're gonna, I would go get work experience before you get your master's. If you want to get your
Mhm.
master's,
Yeah.
whatever, because we have. And I remember them telling me this, and I remember thinking, but then as I work in the field now, you get somebody who comes in with a master's with no work experience. They always have these they're gonna reinvent the fucking wheel.
Yeah,
And
they're like,
you're
oh, I know how to
"Ah."
make a really good slide deck because I've done tons of presentations.
Yeah,
Like,
or it's like, this is how we got to do business, and it's like,
yeah, like you don't know how it works
you're not
here.
really working with. You're not working on a project at school. You are.
That's true. That is
So-
true. Well, I think we've dropped the amount of knowledge that we can drop.
Lots of knowledge.
Chip and Cern's college
Hacks.
hacks and life advice. If you have any tips, and I'll say one more thing. If school's not for everybody,
No.
if you the world needs ditch diggers too. And I don't, I say that to be funny, but it's like
Even,
not everybody needs a degree. If
and it doesn't mean you're gonna be successful either if you have a degree.
oh yeah, and if you're like being a bartender and that's what you want to do for your life, you don't need to waste fucking 4 years at school to get a degree to make martinis and shit.
True.
Just do it out of high school, and you could probably work your way up a lot faster than somebody with a degree.
This is true.
And I digress. Cerny, if anybody has any tips that they
Or
want to
tricks.
send our way, or tips, tricks, or tits.
Oh, there you go. They can email us at
Mm-hmm.
chipandcernshow@gmail.com. You can reach out to us on social media. Apparently, Twitch is one of them, but as everyone who listened to this podcast has just heard us.
Yeah.
Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Twitter's probably the best avenue,
Yeah.
but we will respond to anything. Actually, we usually get excited. Well, it may take a little bit because we might think it's Dana fucking with us.
Yeah.
Usually we have any kind of communication we get. We usually spend about 15-20 minutes of texting back and forth. Like, it's got to be Dana.
Yeah.
We're like coming up with a solution or a theory how it's Dana. So just anything Chip and Cern show, just reach out to us.
Mm-hmm.
You can wear some Chip and Cern
yeah.
show gear.
Swag, chipandcernshow.com/shop, or over at teespring.com. We have a bunch of stuff over there, sweatshirts and whatnot, phone cases and all that good stuff.
Whatever you feel like.
And don't forget, stay in school and don't do too many drugs. Until next time, I'm Chip.
I'm Cern.
Cheers.